Hello and welcome everyone. This is Ragnarok, your host today, and this is episode 135 of Warhammer 2 Karl Franz on legendary difficulty, playing Mortal Empires. Alright, foolish vainglory, they say you revel in victory, they say you spend more time erecting monuments to battles past than managing the realm, they say you are a fool. We do the war fervor or the recruiting surplus. I think we'll go recruiting surplus because we are doing a little bit of recruiting right now. I don't know how beneficial +5 leadership for 3 turns is going to be. I think our armies are fighting perfectly okay, and saving a little bit of coin should help things out a little bit. Alright, so the Hell Pit, we're going to get a rebellion here. Garrison's perfectly fine to take it on. We'll have Foucault clean that up, and then he can march south towards the Dwarven realms. I think it's the plan for him. Alright, Halberg Irrepressible. We'll work towards Quartermaster.
Here to serve.
This is our last crap stack that we've got in the field, I think. The other ones have either been destroyed or upgraded.
Protector of the weak. Yes, my lord.
Grunwald will keep the crossbows for Grunwald. For now, anyway.
By the comet.
Well, we'll have Grunwald deal with the situation on this front. Keep him here in Helmgart for the time being, while we... Doesn't look like there's any Dwarven armies up this way. As far as I can tell, anyway. Just continue to monitor the border.
Retake the realms.
And this guy is going to be a pain in the you-know-what. And we do need to take this settlement as well. Which looks like it'll be a problem, except... I mean, the Giant Slayers, they don't have armor. And in a siege situation, the fact that they don't have armor could be really bad for them. So, try and take advantage of that. But we'll need to hit that first, probably, before we come marching through here. But anyway, this is number turns off. Alright, perfect. This is being upgraded. And that's being upgraded. So that'll increase our mage capacity by 2, I think. Actually, just take a look at this. Oh shit. No, it doesn't. Air capacity for wizards. 1. That just increases their rank. And it provides a garrison wizard. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, we're gonna have to build another one of those somewhere. To, Actually, there's somewhere up here where we've got empty build slot. Berg. Suppose we'll build it here. Actually, hold up. I think we'll build it here. That means we're not gonna have the Temple of Sigmar here. Even though still, the corruption is still being weeded out. Here, there's no special buildings here. Yeah, we'll build it here. And then in Kislev, I think we'll go with the Shrine of Sigmar. Actually, the walls there aren't a priority. Just hold up before we start spending more money. Grid this. Doesn't look like we need to actually. Leave it at level 3 for now. This is gonna increase the public order by 1 as well. Yeah. So public order stabilized in that province. And then as soon as we can get this built up, we'll build another public order building there. Actually, maybe we'll build it there temporarily. Not a priority. This province. Go. Healing house, and get this province under control as quickly as possible too. Right now, the public order is okay because Alborg is here.
Champion of the faith, ever vigilant.
Stabilizing here. You know what? Let's actually get you moving. Moving towards Karak. Would be our first stop, I guess, our first target against the dwarves.
Praise be to Sigmar.
I mean, we could cancel these guys and save a little bit of money, but there's no point really. We come back the null next turn and start recruiting the we get 2 more Hellstorms so that we can have an even 4 in both those armies, and then we'll transfer over 4 of these guys, and then we can pick up a wizard from here when the armies get down there. So those 2 armies can meet that way. Grunwald is in charge of this area. And then hopefully we can get Franz and Aristotle down here as quickly as possible. Not to mention Schwarzhelm as well. But up here, Alborg is going to have to stick around for now. So Alborg, oh bitch. Preferring attrition. Ever he goes. Shit. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, he's not suffering attrition there. And punishment. More of his troops. I don't want to prevent the rebellion. Let him clear it up. And then he'll have, you know, plenty of time to get back to Bordercrag? Yeah, just bounce back between these provinces as needed. This settlement, we're definitely going to let it revolt. Aristotle, you can go back to there.
I trust no man.
Don't think Belmont, you need it up there as well. What the fuck? I like to keep this on normal, just in case I make a misclick or something, and it gives me the opportunity to cancel it. And yeah, start sending our scouts down this way. I do owe someone a witch hunter, but we just haven't. It hasn't been a priority to get these upgraded. But I do have a name that's spoken for the next witch hunter, which as soon as he's ready and available, I will. What happened to your movement? Why don't you have full movement? No point really to move.
Of the faith.
Only got 58%. I just will just stay here and get replenished for now. Right, this is supposed to be Schwarzhelm's army. Get Schwarzhelm back. Charge. Fuck is he? There he is. Good opportunity to get him some experience up there as well. 4%. Alright, that's fine. We'll keep him here for one more turn. I think We'll repair that. That belt. The roads in there. Get this province under control. And you, sir, I don't think he's needed up here. Start sending these scouts down this way. Yeah, Grayling Moot gonna be a bit of a bitch.
The Empire. Yes, my lord.
Take us a couple turns to get there, but they
And Emperor.
are recruiting troops. Oh, they picked up a couple regiments of renown. Those skin wolves. I don't know why his movement is messed up. Anyway, I don't really want to suffer the attrition. And we might as well get the public order a little bit under control here before we move off.
Bring me to my men. The nation calls.
Alright. Bronzy. Let's get to work.
Men, we must attack.
We could auto-resolve this, but we'll get a much better result if we take the time to manually resolve it. Not to mention, we just really want to continue on the move with bronze. You know what? Franz should be able to handle settlement on his own. I think, anyway. But, I mean, it'll be a tough fight. Army should be able to handle it. Depends on how long it takes us to get over there, really.
I am prepared. We obey. Great swords. Ragsguard. My orders stand. The Empire. I speak, you act. For Heldenhammer! By Gol Maraz! Reichsguard Knights! The Temple of Luminarch! Hellstorm Rocket Battery! The Temple of Luminarch! Great Swords! By Ulrich's Wrath!
Alrighty. Not that this is going to be a terribly difficult battle, I just want to get used to the battle groups of Franz's army. These fucking guys that look so good. Never gets old, those Reichsguard. The great swords on the other hand, I personally think they look a little ridiculous. But that's just me personally. That'd be the best spot for Franzi and company to be standing, but
Ready for war! The Empire endures! Forward!
I don't think he's in any real danger if the rocket's hitting him. Let the rocket launcher hit whatever.
By Ulrich's Wrath! Steady, men!
Let them get into range of... Okay, they are in
Ready
those.
for war!
But you actually target those ice trolls. And no matter what you target, those marauders with great weapons. Wow, he went down really fast. Nuts. How quickly he went down. Guys, nice and cleared up.
of Hish! Do not trust.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The temple of Lumina!
Only this one, only the Regiment of Renown has the thing. I didn't even realize that.
Let the wind of light blow! Tide flows from the well beyond. Obey! Sigmar calls!
That should do it. What are we waiting for here?
Guard Knights! Sigmar!
Kill yourself some trolls, boys. Hasn't broken. Oh, some of these guys are coming back.
We are Sigmar's heirs!
Man, seriously? These guys are fucking slow.
Fight them!
They're coming back for another round.
Guard Knights!
Make sure these trolls don't come back.
By Ulrich's wrath! War!
There we go. I got it. Oh, sorry. Want to have a little drink of my coffee there. Or we might get a little bit of friendly fire from these bad boys, but seem okay. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Franz should be able to take on 1.5 stacks on his own, even if it is relatively elite troops he's up against. So maybe we should actually send Schwarzhelm south.
I command here.
Right. This province, we're not going to worry about this, and we're not going to worry about this either. Just try and work on these two provinces, the Ice Tooth Mountains and the Trollheim Mountains. Trollheim Mountains is actually shouldn't take us too long to get under control. I hope. Instability is going away. Corruption, that'll go down. Buildings, -4. Taxes, characters.
What does the Emperor bid?
Anyway, we'll be able to get it there.
Tools of judgment ready. The Emperor.
Aristotle will have to stay here until the rebellion happens. We'll keep this on. Want the rebellion to happen sooner than later, and then we'll switch to. After we deal with the rebellion, we'll switch to public order edict.
By the
Should be able to handle this on his own. I suppose why risk it? I don't know. I'll decide next turn if we're gonna send him up there. Franz should, yeah, he should be able to make the attack. What kind of shape are we in? One turn. Oh, we're getting one troop per turn.
What? Now,
Fuck it, I'm gonna move him up.
ready.
Better to be safe than sorry. And then we'll rush back down here with both armies together. And then Franz and Schwarzhelm. Maybe actually even Franz, Schwarzhelm, and Grunwald here. We'll smash through all this, and then... Oh, fuck, man. Head towards this? I don't know. Such a large frontier, it's hard to... Tough decision where to send our armies first, but anyway. Start slowly getting our armies toward the border. Just hopefully they don't declare war on us before we get our armies into position.
What brings you here?
That would be somewhat of a disaster.
Forge our faith.
Jade Wizard.
Alright. Alright, last time we were mid-fight between Schwarzhelm and the leader of this orc army. So they're locked in mortal combat presently. And that's how I left things last episode. So, right, where were we? So the gap closed in seconds, and then they were among them. The orc leader, a head bigger than its nearest rival, swung a spiked club in a wide circle, aiming to take out the horse's legs as it thundered towards him. Schwarzhelm pulled the reins, and the beast swerved comfortably to avoid the swipe. Then he was on top of it. Hooves kicking out, the orc leapt to the ground, rolling across the grass before springing up with surprising agility. Schwarzhelm's lance missed it by inches. His steed careered onwards before he could pull it around for the return run. The evidence of the charge's devastation was all around him. Kraus and the other knights had carved straight through the heart of the orc horde, and the surveying warriors were in disarray. In the gap opened by their assault, Averlander foot soldiers were hurrying to catch up and consolidate the won ground. But the monster, the guiding force behind the orcs' movements, still lived. Schwarzhelm kicked his horse back towards the huge figure of the greenskin commander, watching carefully as the creature prepared itself for the next pass. In a split second, he determined his tactics. He was too close for another full charge. At such a range, the lance would be more of a hindrance than a weapon. As the powerful horse lurked forward, he let the long shaft fall to the ground and drew the sword of justice. The orc saw the change of strategy and braced itself, hurling insults at the oncoming Schwarzhelm in its dark and obscene tongue. They came together again. The orc reared, scything its spiked weapon, once again aiming at the horse. This had been expected. The war horse had been trained for combat and was more than just a mere mount. As it closed on the orc, Schwarzhelm pulled sharply up on the reins. The charger reared, kicking its front hooves out viciously before they fell back down to earth. One of them connected with the orc's face, knocking one of the tusks out and cracking bone. The warband leader staggered back, roaring in pain. Then Schwarzhelm was on it. He brought the Reichstell down in a sudden plunge, burying the tip of steel deep into the orc's hide. The warrior howled, twisting to escape the agony of the blade. Like all of its kind, it was strong, nearly wresting the sword from Schwarzhelm's hands. But Schwarzhelm was too expert of a swordsman for that. He withdrew the blade while pulling the horse round, keeping it close to the stricken creature below. The orc tried to match the move, turning on its squat legs clumsily and raising its club, more in defense than attack. Schwarzhelm ignored the threat, watching for an opening. It came soon enough. He spun the sword rapidly in his grip, switching so the blade pointed down from his clenched right fist. As it whirled into position, the sunlight blazed from the holy steel. Mustering all the power in his arm, Schwarzhelm stabbed the Reichstell down. The tip of the sword punctured the orc's flesh between shoulder and neck and kept going. The greenskin screamed, an unearthly sound that echoed over the whole field of the battle. With a fury born of desperation, it tried to tear itself away from the pain, lashing out blindly with its club. The blows were ill-aimed, and Schwarzhelm evaded them easily, keeping the blade in position, turning it and pushing it down, aiming for the heart. For a moment they struggled together thus, their strength pitted against one another. Eventually, the blood loss was too much. The mighty creature sank to its knees, the fire in its eyes extinguished. Schwarzhelm withdrew his sword. The orc's gore flew in the air as he reverted to his usual grip. With a rattling sigh, the greenskin keeled over onto the pristine turf. Schwarzhelm looked around him. In every direction, the honor guard were slicing apart the orc defenses. In their wake, the Avalanders were rushing to make good the gains made. The assault was progressing well, but the greenskins were numerous. Some signal must have been given, as more were running to reinforce them from all across the plains. Schwarzhelm's forces were taking losses as they advanced, and even as he watched one of the knights was dragged from his steed by the press of orcs around him. They still needed discipline, still needed formation. If this thing slipped into a shapeless scrap, then all their advantages would be gone. "To me!" he cried, his powerful voice echoing across the battlefield. The horsemen began to fight their way back to his position. They would need to reform the wedge, set up another mass charge, punch the orcs into submission. They would have to do it over and over again. More than most, Schwarzhelm knew how stubborn an opponent the orcs were. It would have to be. Now, his fury was roused. There was no place for them to hide. Alright, there's a little break in the text there, so we might as well pause it there for a moment as this end turn wraps up. So, good stuff. A little violent, a little on the violent side, but yeah, nothing like a little violent storytelling, violent video game for some catharsis. Get it all out of your system and whatnot.
True servant of Sigmar.
Alright, we're going to take that on here in a moment. Before we do, move some other troops around first. Let's keep moving you down there.
Retake the realms.
Flame cannons, slayers, iron bakers. And get these guys down here to block their armies as well, and then maybe that way we can sort of pick them off one by one. That would be fantastic. So Aristotle, you're gonna stay in Sarl encampment until the rebellion is dealt with, and then we're gonna move you out.
Onwards. Moving off.
Oh, no, come this way. Should be quicker. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. We'll have you come down this way, I guess. It's gonna take him a long time to get down there. A long time. Where's our other agent? Treasures here that we should pick up on the way. Charlie to Hunter. Have you come keep an eye on the dwarves. Arch enemy of the orcs.
What does the Emperor bid?
Curious.
True servant of Sigmar.
What rank? Yeah, it's the same rank over here anyway. In Gnome.
Awaiting orders.
Okay. Keep moving. No.
Guided by
Probably hit Haydorf. But in the meantime, we'll just get a little bit of recruitment going.
Honored to serve.
There we go. That'll be his army for now, though. Two of those Hellstorms are destined for Foucault's army. Though, yes, I don't really want to hit this right away and antagonize the dwarves. I'd rather get him in position over here. Someone else mop up minor settlement. It's really going to be a pain to deal with this. I'd much rather down here and strike at the heart, or strike in behind them and or swing around in behind here. It's going to take us quite a while to get through those mountain passes. Might be a bit of a dangerous expedition, but if we get two armies coming down that way together, then it should be okay. Might even compete. Might end send one army this way and one army this way. Actually, probably better just keep them together. So this guy's on the move now.
Arch-Lector. Going for. For the Karazhan Corps.
Need more turns, so this is fully recruited.
Yes, my lord.
It's like they're mobilizing to potentially strike us.
It is time.
Bloody dwarf. Fire. Armed.
The nation calls.
Hmm.
I am Prince and Emperor. Who calls? Rise Sigmar. Summon the Elector Counts. Refused.
Alright, some Norscan giants. So this should be the end of Norska here. Battle we got coming up.
I will marshal the band.
Minus 20. Fuck. I don't know if we're gonna get back here in time.
Bring me to my men.
See what kind of odds this gives us.
War calls. Raise your weapons.
Not great.
No peace, just war. So.
Arch-Lector! My journey begins.
Pop him in there.
Protector of the weak.
Got these public order bonuses. Bloody well expensive. That costing us 6,000, almost 7,000 to recruit that additional general. And upkeep. Alright, I am gonna send you a couple of these guys.
By the comet.
Sigmar heals us!
Servant of the faith.
What does the Emperor
I'm
bid?
gonna send all of them
Here to serve.
for the time being.
Yes, my lord.
Healing! Shield of faith!
Healing. Warrior of Sigmar. I serve Sigmar.
Alright.
Yes.
And then the rest of you are coming. Grayling Moat.
Let us move.
Or Grayling Moot, rather. Prevent the rebellion for now.
Praise Sigmar. To war.
Odds still aren't great. Don't have too much difficulty here though. there.
Luminarch of Hitch! Ready for war!
There. Goes. Here. At this flank.
The Temple of Luminarch! Sigmar guides us! We are ready!
Wondering where we should get our cannons set up.
I am prepared. The
Yeah.
Empire
Oh, right there.
endures.
Ready! I speak, you act. The Empire endures! My orders stand! By Ulrich's wrath!
Whatever. Fonzie, stand in front of the Wraight there for now. Wizard. Here.
Shalia protects us! Shalia protects us! Demigryph Knights!
Senators, let's just line up there for now.
The Empire endures! Wreathe them in flame! Onwards!
Black powder blast!
Actually, line you guys up there.
On our way!
Steady, men! For the Emperor!
Maybe you guys heal it a little bit.
At once! What? To battle!
Yeah, all of you guys go over there to get healed.
That's an order!
For the Helden
Let's go
Hammer!
help up there.
Yes, my lord!
Take the ground!
So we're gonna take that down. That would be nice.
Take aim!
Wait, where are you guys going? Oh, target. Fuck, wouldn't let me target that. Damn it, I wanted to get them healed.
Our steeds are restless!
I guess that's not, made the mistake of grouping them up.
Your targets! Ready for war!
You guys are doing okay there. I just need to jump into this.
Prepare for combat!
The line is going to
Demigryph Knights! No lingering! Sigma guides us. Ready! At
some
speed!
fire magic over here.
Obey! My rule is absolute! I'll ready the men! Raise your weapons!
Alright, doing an absolutely terrible job managing this battle so far.
Knights! Take the ground! By Karl Franz!
Ooh, the right start getting pounded. Pull out of there for now. And get rid of those.
To war! General!
We are Sigmar's heirs!
Take that thing down.
Light the darkness!
Armored demigrips. Oh fuck, you guys are doing nothing here.
At
Pull out of there.
speed! Sigmar call! Lights and on fire! Seething fire!
So I would prefer not to lose any freaking
Great swords!
moving, boys. You guys get back over there.
Ready for
other lizards.
Listen up!
With haste. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good thing we brought this army along with. Fuck. Right there. You guys get out of there. Distract them for now. Get out of there.
Demogryph Knights! For the Warhammer! No lingering!
The Empire endures!
Alright, it is a real clusterfuck, but I think we're doing okay.
Let the woods awaken! All things must wither!
You guys come back around this way.
Take the ground! Now! Charge! Moving now! For Old Dog!
The Empire!
Yes?
Burn everything!
Bending reality to thy will!
Gate order! Duthador, I invoke thee!
What a bloody freaking mess.
The Empire
I guess it's sort of fitting that this is the
Yes, General!
last showdown with Northsky. There, yeah, looks like we're getting the army lost. Whew. Thank goodness. We might have lost some units here, unfortunately. Alright, you can fuck off. You don't need to continue shooting. How do we getting friendly fire? Or we still need to break?
Ready for war! Reichsguard Knights!
Take position!
Yeah, I think we lost some great swords.
To me, men!
Fuck is still fighting.
Great cannon!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Standing by!
Guess I. It looks like the unit we lost is this Hammer of the Witches. Yikes.
Yes!
As long as we didn't lose any great swords, which I'm not sure. I don't know who the. Oh, here we go.
Glory to the
No.
Empire!
Oh, okay, there they are. These guys.
Five arena, listen!
Might lose this unit. Five guys left. A little bit annoying if we do.
Sir!
These guys, there must be
Quick march!
Regiment of Renown. They must
Yes,
be
sir.
unbreakable. We might have been charging. We get over here. We'll get some healing in before this is over. We have heaps of magic. Wow. Used quite a bit of magic, and
Battle awaits!
yeah, I think this is fight to the death here.
Now! For France!
Guys.
Let the wind of life blow! Eager!
This is it for Wintertooth, though. Valiant effort on their part. It is a good freaking thing we brought these demigryphs to this fight, because we would have
Knights!
been fucked without them. Even still, I didn't do a very good job here.
Captain of the Empire!
Should be it. There's somebody else left? What am I forgetting? What am I missing? Oh fuck, there's still one of them left. Alright. The Reichsguard running down. There we go. I'll try and get a couple heals in for our heroes here. Not that we need the healing too much. We should get replenishment, but we're gonna be We gotta trudge back through this Norskin territory before we head south to take on those dwarfs. Whew. Fuck his mouse. Hey, yeah. What happened there? Just keep jumping around like that. Ah, fuck, whatever. Yikes. Please tell me you survived. I don't want to spend time recruiting. Even if it's only a couple of turns, it will slow us down. As the dwarves, I want to hit them hard and fast. Just try and get the war completely in our favor as quickly as possible. Ah, damn it, we did lose them. Ah, shite. Shite. I'd assume it did survive. And then it must have gotten off the battlefield in time. Ah, shite. Loot and occupy here as well. Action destroyed. See you later. Physical resistance. Oh, sorry about that, guys. That was probably a little bit disorienting. Anyway.
I am Prince and Emperor.
Yeah.
Yes, my lord. It is for the best.
We're gonna force march back this way. Didn't necessarily need this guy here.
The Empire.
Warrior of Sigmar.
Now. Rise Sigmar.
Would public order actually be useful at the moment? Alright, in this settlement we're gonna abandon that as well.
I will marshal the men. Ready.
And outside, yeah, okay.
To the provinces.
Then outside and
Strengthen
go
the
into
Empire.
in camp, and then that way we'll get the rebellion a little bit quicker, maybe. And get you out of there.
Sigmarite Archlector.
Oh shit. Forgot about this. Get the rebellion there next turn. Okay, these are that should be able to handle a rebellion.
The council is disappointed.
Here to serve. For the Emperor.
Bloody hell, we gotta fight this too. Vomik.
Sigmar command.
just want to leave a couple units here
We are Sigmar's heirs.
so they can support the if we get some dwellers from below. You guys can hit the front line. Oh man, I miss my swordsman armies.
Captain of the Empire! Awaiting your command! Crossbows ready, General! The Empire endures! Weapons primed! My orders stand! Which target, General?
Pick him off.
Fire!
For Heldenhammer!
Crossbowmen! Take aim! Shields up! Shields up!
Ready to fire!
Sigmar calls! Swordsman! Yes, my lord! Charge! Rah! War! For the Warhammer! Yes, sir! Glory to the Empire!
Sigmar calls!
Guess maybe these guys don't have the ones from below or dwellers from below, whatever the fuck they are.
Crossbows ready, General!
Oh shit, forget about you.
Death to the
Over and help out
faithless!
there.
Great cannon! Crossbowmen! For Sigmar! Fire! For the Emperor!
Standing by!
Swordsmen! Charge!
Very well!
Hammer of the Empire! Swordsman! To battle, brother!
Spell there, I think, did more damage to his troops than it did to ours.
The
Interesting.
nation! On! Go! Yes, General!
We are gonna have to do a follow-up battle here, though, unfortunately. Ooh, that was nasty.
Crossbows ready,
Nasty
General!
cannonball shot there.
Sigmar guides us!
Ah man, the disadvantage of not having freaking cavalry. Can't completely run them down. You know what, I think just to be on the safe side, we'll turn the taxes off in that northern province, just to prevent the rebellion for one turn, just to give Halborg time to get over there, get the artillery replenished a little bit. Just to be on the safe side, I don't want to end up losing that settlement just because of carelessness.
Protector of the weak. My journey begins.
Yeah. We're getting hold on. Switch to untainted. We're getting additional chaos corruption up here. We need to sort out. We'll be able to sort it out once we get a little bit more built up here. Really. Second thought, I guess the important thing, I guess, is to get the growth so we can unlock the build slots.
Arch Lector.
And then that way we'll be able to get rid of the corruption. Captain block. One level away from level 40. I'll give you training since you're in the army. I always get nervous when
Sigmar lightens my step.
water solving. Never know when you're gonna lose an artillery
Awaiting
piece.
orders. Ever onward.
Alright, pop you into the hell pit.
Servant of the faith.
That'll give us a nice push in here for a little while. Our master will be more useful for you at the moment. Alright, good, good, good. Don't think the walls there is a priority. Nor is it really a priority up here. Brackenhof though might not be a bad idea. Those walls built up. Garrison is already quite stout, but might as well continue increasing the defenses.
Retake the realm.
More than likely they'll go for the softer targets first. At least that's what I hope to do. The defense is built with the Abraham as well. Oh, son of a bitch, we don't even have fences in Nuln. Can't really afford to get rid of one of these buildings here. Really prefer not to. That's something I'm gonna have to be careful to keep an eye on. Not really a priority, I think. I don't think the dwarfs will ever get this far. Oh, it'd be okay up here. Leave it for now.
Rise Sigmar. To the provinces.
Alright. I think that looks good.
Yes, son of Sigmar.
Stay put.
What brings you here?
What do you require?
Alright, hit the end turn, and once we get through the end turn, I think we'll call it a day, because we are just at the hour mark now. Read a little bit more Sword of Justice. And then pick up from here next time. Euler's party ran down the narrow alleyway towards the townhouse. Verstholen reached the door first. It was just as he remembered it. In the daylight, it looked, if anything, even more innocuous. There was no handle, no decoration. "Break this door down," he ordered. Euler gestured to his men, and two of his larger soldiers came forward, slammed their bodies against the wood, once, twice, 3 times. Then the frame buckled. A fourth heave, and the planks splintered. Euler hacked the broken wood aside and reached in to unlock the door. It swung open. A familiar aroma of jasmine wafted from the chamber within. "Keep together," warned Verstholen. "Do not be deceived by appearances. Kill anyone inside you see, fair seeming or foul. Some of the men were looking uncertain. Their stock in trade was street fighting and campaigns against rival magnates. Even they could sense that there was something very wrong about the townhouse. Verstholen didn't have time to pity them. If Rufus's allies were allowed to take root, there'd be plenty more such establishments in Aberheim to give them nightmares. Let's go. He went inside, pistol drawn. There was no one in the antechamber. The stone was bare, and the lanterns had been extinguished. The body of the grotesque dog warrior had been removed. Where his corpse had been slumped, Verstholen thought he could see a faint brown stain against the plaster. He went on, down the stairs and towards the central chamber. Mueller followed close behind. The men had trouble squeezing into the narrow way, and their weapons clanged against the stone. Fighting in such close quarters would be difficult. Verstholen reached the bottom of the stairs. The corridor was empty and silent. To his right was the route he had taken last time. Ahead of him were the double doors leading straight into the chamber. Mueller stood beside him, breathing heavily from the earlier exertions. "Which way?" he asked. Verstholen nodded in the direction of the doors. "Straight to the heart of it," he said. With a faint tremble that he couldn't suppress, Verstholen reached for the handle. He pushed firmly, and the doors to Natasha's throne room swung apart. Block lowered his blade and grinned. After days of fighting, he knew they must be close to Heide. The fact that they'd run into yet another splinter band of orcs wouldn't stop them achieving their goal. The days of endless combat had begun to blur into one long procession of fighting, but he'd somehow managed to keep it together. His forces were intact. Morale was as good as it could be expected, and they were nearing their destination. They'd turned from mindless running from the enemy and started to engage them at will. Something had got the greenskins worried, and the feeling was infectious. From every direction he could hear his men laying into the enemy, hurling themselves into combat with a commendable ferocity. He was happy to join them. He'd even started enjoying himself. The orc before Block looked drunk with fatigue. Its slab-muscled shoulders slumped, and its chest heaved. The end would not be long now. "Is that the best you've got?" he taunted, swinging his blade and advancing towards his enemy. The orc stared back at him stupidly. The fire in its red eyes was nearly out. Blood as thick and dark as oil ran from a dozen wounds. Like a bull in the rings of the stallions, it had been ground into the dirt. Block laughed and swung his halberd directly at the monster's head. The orc parried, lifting its spike-studded cudgel to block the path of the blade. Block pulled back and swung again, probing for the weak spot. The orc, its breathing heavy and uncertain, matched the strokes. Block began to hammer his weapon down more quickly, using the shaft of the halberd as much as a club as a blade. The orc staggered backwards, desperately fending off the blows. Block didn't relent. He felt a surge of exhilaration coursed through him. The greenskins had killed too many. They'd had it their own way for too long. This was their chance to even the score a little. With a final, limb-jarring thud, his halberd found a way through the greenskins' defenses. It bit deep, slicing into the thick flesh of the orc's neck. The stricken creature bellowed a final time and sank to its knees. Block withdrew the blade and hacked downward again, and a third time the creature collapsed on the ground. Limbs twitching, Block raised his weapon in triumph, angling the point over the orc's prone heart. With a savage cry, he brought it down with all his might. The tip pierced the greenskin's heart, ending its rampaging forever. Block twisted the metal, watching the blood bubble from the wound like spring water. It wasn't too much to celebrate, but it gave him some satisfaction. At last, he pulled the halberd from the still twitching body of the orc, stepped back and looked about him. The enemy were routed. His men still stood their ground. They'd run the orcs out of their forest and into the open country. For the first time since Grunwald's last stand, they had the initiative. "What's got into them?" came a voice from behind him. Fisher, the lad, had taken a nasty wound to his forearm and carried his weapon in his left hand. He looked pale but defiant. Block shaded his eyes against the violent sun and tried to make out where the fleeing greenskins were heading. The countryside was open. They were all lopping in the same direction, as if called by a signal beyond his hearing. They didn't look like they were running mindlessly or in panic. Something had summoned them away. Sigmar only knows. They've been all over us for days, and now he trailed off. He strained against the haze, trying to make out what was happening. Alright, we can safely auto-resolve this. And let them blow up the settlement there. Alright. Income from trade produced goods. 15%. Alright, good. The orcs have yet to declare war on us. Good. We've got Thorgrim creepy crawling through our territory. But Hammer of Sigmar be able to at least slow him down. At the very least.
Retake the realm.
The range on 265 with a flame cannon. Not the longest ranged units, but yeah, in any case, we will hopefully get our scouts down here soon and start taking a look at what the dwarves are up to. Just want to keep Grunwald positioned here, because this is the heart of our empire. If we get an invasion, if Bretonnia follows suit and declares war on us at the same time as the dwarves, then we could be pretty hard pressed. Though now that Wintertooth is defeated, Franz and Schwarzhelm are going to start dashing down south. I think Schwarzhelm most likely will upgrade his army a little bit. We'll get Franzi prepared as well. But yeah, things are looking alright. Things are on the up, sort of, a little bit. Anyway, slowly get this province under control, I hope. Yeah, just get those public order buildings built and hopefully get this province under control. Probably have to build another public order building here if we really do want to keep it under control. Fuck me, the caste corruption is on the rise now too. Despite the fact that we've got this edict. Anyway guys, we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining me. Next episode probably isn't going to have a whole lot of action. We might have a couple of rebellion fights. That's probably going to be it unless the dwarves attack us and start sending the armies south. Hopefully get everything under control and have a very swift, dramatic war against the dwarves, though. Taking those dwarven holds is never easy. Very, very tough opponents. Alright, well, I will see you guys all next time. Have a great day. Ragnarok signing out.